Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoJ456 and welcome to the Shaolin Shuffle Easter egg tutorial. I'm going to be taking you all the way through, whether it be 1 player, 4 player, it does not matter. I'm going to be showing you every single spawn location, very easy to follow guide. We're going to be taking you through everything you need to do and some strategy so that you can actually do it and actually get through this boss fight and not have too many problems. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with step number 1. Alright, so getting started here with step number 1, all you need to do is get to round number 5. Right at the beginning of round number 5, go ahead, go up and talk to the sensei and grab one of the fighting styles out of here. Now, there's only one thing you're actually going to need the fighting style for to actually complete this Easter egg, but it is useful to have it. So just immediately once you grab it, go ahead and start getting the melee kills that you need to get it up to rank 2 so you can get the shuriken, and that's pretty much all you're going to be doing for the first couple of rounds. You're going to get up to round 5 and then go ahead and start melee killing your zombies and get all the way up to rank number 1. Once you're there, we're moving on to step number 2. Alright, so for step number 2, you need to have your chi leveled up to level 1 to be able to throw shurikens. It can be leveled up higher, it doesn't really matter, but you need to then, after talking to PAMGRIER, if you don't talk to PAMGRIER, this will not show up, you won't be able to find any rat cages, but after you talk to Pam, after round 5, there is going to be these rat cages around the map. Now, this is a very easy location if you cannot find one. Also, the one that I'm going to end on is very easy, but basically what you need to do is you just need to throw shurikens at the rat cage and then follow the rat that comes out to the next cage. You're going to do this probably 4 or 5 times. You're going to follow it around the map, and then as soon as it lands in its new location, you're going to go ahead and shuriken that. As you can see, that was the final one that I needed to do after visiting 4 or 5 locations and shurikening things 4 or 5 times. This was the actual final one that we needed to do, and then once I actually hit this with the shuriken, this big yellow circle comes out. Now, this big yellow circle is basically just a soul jar. All you need to do is kill zombies inside of the yellow circle while you are also inside of the yellow circle, and once you do that, once you collect enough kills, as you can see here, the circle will actually disappear from view, and that's how you know you've done it. Now, at this point, there's going to be a couple Shaolin zombies that spawn that are going to be able to teleport and everything like that, but once you take them out, you can head back to the original location of where that yellow thing was, and after killing all the Shaolin monkeys, there will be a key. Now, what you want to do with this key is you want to take it over to the second subway system, the one that has the train running underground. Go to the upstairs of that, go to the locker with the little Chinese symbols, and input it into that locker, which will open the locker. Once the locker is open, you'll be able to shoot this. There it is right there, right in the spawn area on the left-hand side. If you shoot it correctly, it'll make a nice little ping sound, and then you need to make your way over to the next location. Basically, once you open up the locker, you are able to shoot these symbols, and there are 4 symbols you have to shoot. On that one is the leftmost out of the 2 big giant Chinese symbols in the spawn area, and you just need to shoot the left one. Next one up, you need to head over to the disco club area, go all the way downstairs to the bottom floor. I was getting a little confused here, but you need to go downstairs to the bottom floor, and then you need to shoot the second out of the 4 symbols on here. This is symbol number 2. As you can see, this is what it sounds like. Once again, just that nice little ping sound. And then the next one is very close by. It is in this kind of side path area right next to the lion. And then you're shooting number 3 and 4 here. So there you go. It is the first and second symbols. Once you shoot that, if you shoot them all in order, you'll get a nice little gong sound. That is basically the completion sound for this map, and you know you have done it. Now, once you've heard the giant gong noise, this symbol will spawn right in front of the dojo, and this is actually your first encounter with the Rat King boss. Now, this one is going to be not very much risk to you. It's not going to be very dangerous. What you want to do is you just want to get one zombie at the end of the round, and then not kill off that zombie while you're killing the Rat King. But basically, while you're killing the Rat King, he will just do a couple of attacks. He won't be able to do very much to you. But the main thing is he has a whole lot of health. So what you want is you want probably a pack-a-punch gun and maybe bang bangs or something like that. The pack-a-punch pistols are not very good on him. He's going to take a lot of bullets if you don't pack-a-punch your main gun either. But pack-a-punch pistol is not very good against him. I recommend something like a MACTAV 45, maybe something like the RPR Evo, or maybe something like a Mauler. Just something that has a lot of bullets or a very fast fire rate that can do a lot of damage, and then get that thing upgraded, get bang bangs on it, and as you can see, after you just painstakingly do enough damage to him, because I was not very set up, I did not have a pack-a-punch gun, I only had bang bangs, but after you do enough damage to it, he will actually die. Again, I kept the zombie alive the entire time, and he will drop this little eyeball right here. Now, this eyeball is basically going to be the next step. We are going to be searching through 13 different locations, looking for these little symbols that appeared. Let's go ahead and get into that. Now, once again, like every single Easter egg in Infinite Warfare Zombies, before we go on to the next step, after you acquire the eyeball, before you do anything else, you gotta go say hi to Pam one more time. Just go ahead, go over, hold square on her. She's gonna talk about the one you seek. You need his knowledge, basically, and that means you're gonna be collecting the brain of your enemy this time. And basically, you just need to talk to her one more time, and she will tell you what you need to do, and then you're gonna be able to go on to the next step, which of course is searching for all these symbols. So let's get into that. So once talking to PAMGRIER, a symbol will spawn in the map that you can only see if you use your new eyeball ability. So press LB, you'll hold your hand up to the side of your head, and it will send out a vision pulse, and you're gonna look exactly where I showed you right there. The first of the spawn locations can be up there, right on top of the spawn area, right above the card. The second one can be right here where my crosshairs are. Once again, use the LB eye ability, and then look exactly where I'm looking. Once again, next one up right here. Every single time you see me put my hand up to my ear and zoom in, that is where a possible spawn point can be. So what you want to do is there are 6 symbols that are going to be in your game. However, they only spawn one at a time. There's another spawn location right there. There are 6 symbols in your game, and they only spawn one at a time. So basically, you have to run through the entire map until you find your first symbol, and then you need to keep on running through the map until you find all 6. Here's another location right here. Boom, bada boom. There are way more than 6 spawn spots. There's actually 13, but you can only find your symbol in one of them. It'll be a orange symbol that is going to be very, very obvious. I'll show you guys an example at the very end of this clip. It's very, very extremely obvious whenever you find it. You just need to look in the exact locations that I'm showing you throughout here, and then again, once you have found a symbol, you can move on to the next location. And this right here is not a location. This was someone in the chat who kept saying that they had found one there. There's no symbol there. There's only 13 spawn locations, so ignore this one. There's no symbol in there. There's nothing to see. Anyway, next one up is right outside these doors. It is up against the wall right there. Once again, if your first symbol spawn is there, you will see it. If not, you need to keep on searching for your first symbol spawn, and then after you find your first one, you might need to come back, because that might be your second or third symbol spawn. You just basically need to find 6 of them in the entire game. So next one up is down the escalator here. I'm kind of showing you guys in the best way possible. It is sitting right at the end of this ramp. Once again, it'll be glowing bright orange, and you'll be able to see it very, very, very easily. So just jump up, you'll be able to see it, and shoot it if it is there. And then if it's not there, move on to the next location with me. So being maximized here, the next location is right over the wall. You'll be able to jump and see it right there in the corner. It's very easy to see. You don't have to do any sort of special jumps. It'll be very obvious if you're jumping right there, if it's there or not. So once you've done that, the next one up is heading up to the roof. There are actually 2 spawn locations up here. Once again, I've already collected them in my game, so you're not going to see them, but I'm going to show you exactly where they are. The first one is right here on top of the water tower. Again, very obviously it will be orange. All you have to do is a vision pulse. You'll be able to see it, and then you shoot it. Same thing right here. It'll be right on top of that duct, and again, once again, vision pulse, you'll be able to see it and then shoot it. And last but not least, we have just, I think it's 2 more spawn locations to do. This is kind of the best path. The next one up will be right here on the side of that police car. It'll show up bright orange right there where that logo is. And then I believe, last but not least, the last one is over here inside of the punk bar, and you want to go over to this back corner. Look behind this set of speakers right here. It'll be very obviously sat right there where I'm aiming my crosshairs. So basically, you need to go through, collect your first symbol, go through the entire map again, collect your second symbol. It's very tedious. It takes a long time to go through, especially if you're playing solo, but you need to collect 6 of them. Okay. Boom, bada boom. So that's what the things actually look like. They're very, very bright yellow. Just go look in each and every one of the spots, collect 6 of them, and then a phone will start ringing. Now, my phone wasn't ringing in my game because I had already picked it up. You can listen to this as many times as you want, but you cannot mess up. I'm gonna explain all that in just a second, but just pretend this phone is ringing right here after collecting 6. I pick it up and I listen.
You've reached AJ's.
Okay, so basically whenever you do that, you go and you listen to the phone. It's going to give you some Morse code that corresponds to a poster outside in the world somewhere. Now, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to translate these little dots and dashes from Morse code to an actual number. It's very, very easy to do, and it's gonna help you out a whole lot in the long run. So let's listen to it again really, really quickly so we can actually write it out on screen. Basically, the that would be dash, dash, dot, 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 dot. And that's the easiest way to translate. It's very, very easy to do from there, but let's go ahead and listen to it again and then write it out on the screen what mine actually is. Now, once again, once you find the photo that's ringing in one of the 2 spawn locations, you're gonna be able to write down the Morse code. You're gonna be able to listen to it as many times as you want, and you need to get the entire number written down in dots and dashes. Just, again, back it up if you need to hear it and kind of what I wrote down there, but that's what mine is right there. So, the easiest way that I have figured out to do this is just go ahead and start reading it and then stop whenever you finish a full number. So I'm gonna go ahead and look directly at mine, and I'm gonna look at the ones that start with 2 dashes. And the only one that starts with 2 dashes is number 7. So it goes dash, dash, dot, dot, dot. And boom, that's a 7. I'm gonna go ahead and just place a little 7 underneath that. I'm gonna know that the dash, dash, dot, dot, dot is a 7. And then I look at the list. These are the only numbers they can be. It can only be at 281, 596, 420, 818, 407, or 713. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this 7 matches up with the 7 right here, so the next number should be a 1. So I go ahead, I put a little space in between there, and then I start reading this one off. It is dot, dash, 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 dash. So I look, and I'm looking dot, dash, 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 dash equals a 1. And I'm like, okay, just for safekeeping, I'm gonna go ahead and do the last number, dot, 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 dash, dash. Dot, 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 dash, dash is number 3 on the chart. Boom, you have your number. You are looking for poster number 713. Now, if yours is different, you're just gonna go ahead and write it down, use the chart on the left, and translate yours into the 3-digit number it actually is. There are no spaces in between. It's all kind of just mushed together in the Morse code, but it's very easy to do once you find the first number, and you're basically just guessing and checking for the rest of it. Again, if you have any problems with this whatsoever, make sure you just tweet me, and I will try my best to help you out and everything like that. But that is how you get it. That is how you get your number. Once you have your poster number, we can move on to the next step. Alright, so once you've translated the Morse code to a number, you're going to go around to these different spawn locations and look for your poster. Now, the first one is in the spawn right here. I'm going to show you all of the different locations. There are 6 different locations you need to look, and you need to find your poster. So if my number was 713, this is my poster right here. It is number 713, and I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. Now, the numbers on the posters change every single game, so that poster could be 281 another game, could be 596. You need to just go around, check each one of the poster spots until you find your number. So 407, I would say, nope, that's not my poster, and I need to go find the correct poster. So that's the 3rd spawn right there. 3 really close together. The next one is over here by bomb stoppers on the other side of the wall. And again, just go around, find the poster that you want, and then hold square on it to pick it up. Now, if you translated the Morse code incorrectly, if you hold square on a poster and it doesn't do anything, that means that you have to go and you have to collect all the symbols. You have to do the previous step all over again. You physically cannot try to collect the wrong poster and then recover from it. You have to go back, you have to start doing the eye scans once again, and you have to go and start all the way back over again. Here's the next poster location right there, by the way. Again, the numbers will switch every single game, but you need to just go and check all the different spawns and you'll be able to find your poster. And the last one here, I actually ended up picking up already, so it is already picked up. But again, I believe it was the 596 one. I'm not really sure. This was the one that it was for me in this game. I just went up and held square, but that's the spawn right there. Go ahead, match your Morse code to whatever, to your Morse code translation to whatever poster, and then go ahead and pick it up. It will be put in your inventory, and then you're on to the next step. All right, so once you have the poster in your inventory, you're going to go ahead and head over to the rooftop of the disco and place your poster right on the spotlight, which is going to project it over there onto that wall. And now you just need to use some explosive. It can be a pack-a-punch starting pistol. It can be pretty much anything you want it to be, but you need to go over here and use an explosive to blow up the window. It took 2 bullets for me, probably will take 2 grenades for you. And as soon as you do this, some more Shaolin zombie ninjas will spawn in, and you're gonna have to take them out before anything else can happen. So once again, it's really easy. They all spawn up here. Just make sure you don't end up killing off your zombie. Keep the ninjas kind of separate from everything else. There will be just a couple of them, and they're super easy to kill because they just don't seem to teleport much on there. There's my normal zombie. We're good to go, and now these symbols have spawned in all over, as well as a letter on the wall. So now we are ready to play the name game, and we will go ahead and explain that right now. So just for reference, here are the locations of all the symbols right here. There's one there. There's another right here on the wall. It's actually going to disappear because they finish off this quest as I'm looking, but here's number 3 right underneath that scaffolding. Here's number 4 right on the back. It'll be on that back wall. Here's number 5 right on the corner of this building, and number 6 is right here on the coffee table. There are 6 spawns for these different symbols, and now I'm going to explain to you guys what those symbols actually do and how to use them. So what your objective here is you're going to take your starting letter and you're going to use the different symbols which translate to letters in the alphabet to make an approved word. So that thing that I just shot there represented an M, SM was not the start of any approved words, so I failed it and I got a strike. Basically, if you fail 5 times, if you get 5 strikes, you'll have to wait until next round to try again. So you don't want to just start just randomly guessing letters or anything like that, because you need to spell a word that's on the approved list. Now, I'll include the improved list that we know so far down below in the description. It's a working list. Obviously, there are words like nunchuck and katana and PAMGRIER and rat king and just stuff like that that are going to be down below in the description. Those are all the words that we know for a fact work, and I'll keep updating it with more and more words. But basically, you just need to look at your starting letter and then look at the symbols that you have and translate each and every one of those symbols to the actual letter. Now, I've just included on the top of your screen the actual translation of each one of those symbols to the alphabetical letter. Now, ignore the big gray OXINOX. Ignore that. That's just something completely random. You don't need to worry about that right now. Basically, like the little backwards SS is an A C looks like a T. Basically, just look at the letter at the bottom. Everything's in alphabetical order. So if you have an R, you're looking for an A. Look at the A, and you can see it looks like a little backwards SS, and then you go around looking at all those symbols right there. So just as an example, I'm going to show you guys what I had right here, which is Rat King. I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys see the entire process right here of what I was going through. Of course, I have to fail one more time because I have an S on the wall, and then obviously I don't want I didn't get anything that was worthy with an S. So I'm just kind of like randomly running around. This was my first time trying it, but I feel like it's worthy to slow this down and really show you guys every intricate detail of what I was thinking here and how I was doing it. It's a little bit of pausing right here, but it picks up and it's useful to see. So here I am again shooting SM, and again this fails me, and then I get a new starting letter, which is an R. So I'm like, okay, let me look on the approved list of words. I see that Rat King is on the approved list of words. So I have the R, and I'm like, okay, now I need to find a backwards SS to actually look at this. So here it is, backwards SS. I shoot that, and then the A goes up on the wall. Now, at any point, if I fail this, I'm going to lose all my progress. But of course, I'm going to try to complete it as is. So I see that the T is kind of like a squiggly line with another line kind of separated but hanging off of it. So there we go. I have rat. So now I need to look for the K, which I see is I just look at the little translation chart, and I see is kind of like a weird cross-looking thing. And I didn't really check the back spawn a whole lot, but I got lucky and I didn't actually need it because I didn't know that spawn at this point. But again, just check the back spawn. It's a whole nother spawn that you can look at and see some additional symbols. So I keep on looking. I'm like, okay, that's the I right there. So there's rat key. Now I'm looking for the N. I see on the little translation chart that the N looks like a little house. I look around all the different symbols. There it is, boom, boom, boom. And then I get the N. So all I'm looking for now is the G. Again, look at the translation chart. See that it looks like a little spider with 4 legs instead of 8 legs. And I look for the little spider. Boom, there it is. You get the completion noise, and boom, Rat King. And then everything will kind of like disappear off there. The Rat King will go away, the symbols will go away, and you have now completed this step. So once you do this, you are ready to fight the Rat King once again. The spawn point for him will be up here on this level. You're gonna go ahead and click on that, and then once you end up killing him, you're just gonna go ahead and blast him down. You will collect his brain. Now, yep, you guessed it, once again, we need to go talk to PAMGRIER in order for her to tell us that we need to get on to the next step, which is collecting the heart. Once again, if you do not talk to PAMGRIER, you are not going to get this next step of the Easter egg, but what you see here is very, very important. So once you go up and you talk to her, you're actually going to see something on the upper right hand side of your screen, kind of like a film is tearing on your screen. Now basically what you've done here is you've started a countdown. You need to go 3 rounds and you will be teleported back and ambushed. You need to go, it's really more like 2.5 rounds. If you just progress through 2.5 rounds, you're gonna get teleported into an ambush in which you need to kill like 5 or 6 zombies. It's really not too bad. You just need to know it's coming in about 2.5 rounds, and this is what it looks like right here. So just be careful whenever you get ambushed in this area. If you try to leave the area, it will insta-kill you on the fire that is blocking all of the exits. Just make sure you just stand, hold your ground, and shoot the zombies. Just don't feel free to take a hit or two, because if you touch the lava, it will basically insta-kill you. So once you do this, just very, very close by, somewhere in that immediate vicinity, there will spawn a little tiny baby, a little piece of something. And it's what it is, it's actually the little thing that you walk through whenever you go down to the subway station. So what you need to do is you need to go ahead and take it down over there. You're gonna place it back back on, it's gonna spin around, it's gonna complete, and then we are on to the next step. So once you install the spinny thing back again, you need to go ahead and climb up this ladder, and there will be a brand new symbol for you to shoot. No special sight needed. Just immediately after you just place this little turnpike, you'll be able to go over here, shoot it, the window will close, and then you're gonna get a brand new soul collection area. Now, you're basically gonna just do this, and there's going to be 5 or 6 of them that spawn in after this. You're gonna finish it, and then you're gonna keep on running and keep on doing them. They're gonna be in different areas around the map. Just keep on running till you find one. Again, kill the zombie inside of it while you're inside of it, and then you're gonna hear a gong once you have finished the last one, like such as. Now, once you hear that gong sound and you have finished with that, you can actually make your way over to the disco area, in which a disco ball is going to be spawning and taking over one of your zombies. If you have trouble with these zombies actually being taken over by this disco ball by just training them down here, either try turning on the trap, or much easier, just go up to the DJ booth with all the records and everything upstairs, hold square on it, and then the DJ ball will basically spawn and start going over a zombie who will just relentlessly dance the entire time. Now, what you need to do is you need to have at least one other zombie on the disco floor, and you need to shoot the zombie that is dancing, who will basically pass on this disco fever to another person. Now, you have to have a zombie on top, or on the spawn point as well, or else it will not work. And if you just kill a bunch of random zombies on top of it, it's also going to basically delete it and not work anymore. So again, just have at least one other zombie on the disco floor. It doesn't even need to be next to him. He just needs to have some other zombie on the disco floor with him. Shoot the zombie, it will transfer to someone else, and you're basically gonna complete this once again, you guessed it, until you hear a big old gong sound. Just take your time with this, especially if you're playing solo. Don't try to have all 4 people in here if you're playing with 4 players. And yeah, pretty darn easy to do. You're just gonna keep on transferring it from person to person until it is just complete. As you can see, that's all it is right there. You just need to do that until you hear a gong. So after you finish that gong, the last and final rat symbol will spawn on the ground, and you will have to fight the rat god for the final time before the actual real boss fight. Now, he is very difficult to take out on this last one, but once you finally do, he is going to drop his heart. Now, his heart is basically a very strong weapon, where if you just click it, any zombies within your vicinity will explode about 1.5 seconds later. It's not a very good, oh crap, I'm stuck in a corner type weapon, but it's a very good, like, I want to kill all the zombies around me type weapon. I'm about to be in trouble type weapon. And you're gonna see some of that being used in the boss fight, which we are now completely ready for, which means if you have not already, get set up completely with 2 high rate of fires or very high damage guns that you're gonna be able to use against the boss that have both been double pack-a-punch. And again, all your perks and everything like that, especially if you're playing on solo, you really, actually on solo, you really don't need to care about your perks. On everyone else, you need to care about your perks, because basically on solo, you're practically invincible. PAMGRIER will basically revive you infinitely until you run out of ammo. So solo is actually very easy on this, but if you have 4 players, you're gonna have to revive each other. Pam will sometimes help revive, sometimes she won't. So get good perks, get set up, make sure you get bang bangs, because you're gonna have to shoot a lot of bullets. Again, I do not recommend getting the pack-a-punch exploding pistols or any type of explosives, because they don't do as much damage to him as you would think. Again, get high rate of fire guns, good SMGs, or good LMGs, and these are gonna help you out to beat the boss. And once you are ready to go ahead and do it, let's go ahead and get on to the final step of the Easter egg, which is talking to Pam one more time. All right, so you're now ready for the Easter egg. Go ahead, head over to PAMGRIER, talk to her one more time. She's gonna say it's time to end this. And then the next time that you step down into the rat lair sewer, you will basically be blocked in there, and you will have to start the boss fight. So again, do not talk to Pam unless you are ready to start the boss fight. Pam will be there, the Rat King will spawn in, and then you are starting with the first kind of like mini phase. Basically, he has 3 full phases and then 1 mini phase in between each one, and then after the last one. Basically, the mini phase, what I'm referring to is the mini phase or the kill phase, is basically where you just put as many bullets into him as possible. If he is on the ground and chasing after you, and you just finished a round or you're just starting it, then all you need to do is put a bunch of damage on it. Basically, there are 3 different stages of this boss fight. There's the heart stage, the eyesight stage, and then the thinking stage, which is the brain stage. So basically an eye stage, heart stage, and then a brain stage. If you are not on any of those stages, if one of those items is not in the middle of the arena, which I'll show you in just a second, all it means is that you have to kill him. He'll be chasing after you. There won't look like there's any sort of anything to do. All you need to do is just put as much ammo into him as possible, and you will move on to the next stage, which this is what it it looks like right here whenever you actually do move on to the next stage.
This is why you ain't flying your own fly.
The heart, more powerful than your mind. It is with this.
So again, once we did enough damage to him, he left the middle area, he went up to the balcony, and he actually started spawning in this green goo all the way around the map. This is what the heart one is for. This is the heart stage. Again, you're gonna have the heart stage, you're gonna have the eye stage, and then you're gonna have the brain stage. This is the heart stage right here. Basically, whenever you're on the heart stage, what you need to do is you need to attract these zombies to this glowing green goo and kill one zombie over each little section of glowing green goo before the time limit expires and Willard Weiler resets every single glowing glue spot and basically makes it reset. So the hard parts about this is, number one, you have to kill at least one zombie in each and every slot before the time runs out, which is very difficult to do. Number two is that the green goo never actually goes away. It'll kind of disappear for a few seconds, but you still see that effect on the bottom of my screen. And the last and final hard part is that if you stay in that green goo for too long, it's actually going to start killing you. It's going to slowly start killing you and doing more and more damage, so you cannot stay on top of this goo for very long. Now, there is something here to help you if you end up going down. There are boxes in each of the corners. You actually see me running by some of them here. Each one of those little boxes actually has a perk inside of it. As you can see, I killed one zombie on each one of the green goo sections before Willard Weiler laughed and then reset it all to completely green all the way around. Finished it. It's basically just a race against time if you can kill one zombie on each little section, and we are back to the kill section where we just have to do the little mini stage in between and put enough damage down on him. I find it really a lot easier if you just put on the high velocity trap and then just shoot him while all the zombies basically can't reach you. That's what my tip for that. But basically, if you're looking to the right, to the left of him right now, you can't actually see it. It's just out of the left-hand side of my screen. But basically, there's these little boxes, and if you go into Kung Fu mode, you can actually punch open these boxes, and they will just periodically spawn perks for you. And if you get down, if you die or anything like that, you can run over there and you can pick up Tough Enoughs, you can pick up Quickies, you can pick up Bang Bangs, whatever it is you want, you can actually grab each and every one, and it's just something that'll help you out during the fight. Again, Pam will be reviving you and everything like that, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Anyway, as you can see, I picked up the eyeball after finishing that little mini stage right there. I picked up the eyeball and placed it in the middle. Again, with each and every one, you have to pick it up and then place it on the big symbol in the middle. Once you do that, it will actually start that stage, and the eyeball stage is basically just shooting symbols. You can activate it manually yourself, or the symbols will be revealed every couple of seconds by an automatic pulse that it does. But again, you just need to shoot each and every symbol that pops up in this area. Once you shoot all of the symbols, you can do this one in like literally like a minute if you wanted to, if you're that accurate, if you can shoot them fast enough. He will regenerate them, so you do need to move kind of quickly. You need to shoot them faster than he's putting them out. Just use your little pulse thing, use your left bumper to send out pulses more frequently so you can see them. And again, once you shoot all of them, he will end the stage and you'll be on to the last stage. Again, you may not get it in this order, but this is the order that I kind of like chose / got it in. So shooting the last symbol, we finish that off, we get a brand new max ammo, and then he starts the next kind of like intermediate phase where he comes down and tries to kill us again. And basically each stage that you do, he gets more and more power, so you're gonna see that he has some brand new powers this time. He's really not all that scary. You just have to keep your distance from the teleporting zombies. It's the main thing. Again, just call in the trap if you need it. Do enough damage to him, and then once you do enough damage to him, you will get the indicator sound once again, and he will go back away. He will go back up to the top, and then you will be on to the last stage, whatever that stage is in that you haven't done just yet. For me, it was the brain stage. You again place it in the middle, and it will start the next stage. Now, for this one, what you need to do is you need to protect. Basically, these zombies are non-hostile and they don't do anything at all. But there are blue-eyed zombies that really like the skull in the middle, and they just want to go over there and look at it. And basically, he's gonna try to crush all of those dudes, and you need to distract him and kill the regular zombies enough to distract him to stop hitting those guys. Basically, it just took enough time of the skull being either left alone or the blue-eyed zombies being kind of like protected from going and actually touching it. I used a lot of these things right here to keep the other zombies away. I ended up killing a lot of the blue-eyed zombies, but honestly, it just seemed like you had to keep zombies that were bad away from the middle, and then if some blue ones got to it, it ended up being okay. The exact steps, I'm not really sure on this one. It's very easy. You guys will just probably ping it within the first couple of minutes. Just blue-eyed zombies, good. Every other thing, bad. Make sure you shoot at the bad stuff to make sure they don't kill the good stuff. and that's basically the idea of it. So anyway, once again, after you finish this step, this is what it looked like. As you can see, everything goes away, and then you will be on to the final intermediate stage, which is basically just kill him stage. That's all you have to do. You just have to put enough bullets into him for him to die. Eventually, after you shoot him enough, again, making use of all your kung fu moves, all of your points and everything like that. I used the scorching touch, or whatever it's called, perk that you see me using right here, and it worked absolute wonders. The zombies literally couldn't touch me as I was laying into them, and then boom, we triggered the cutscene. If you guys would like to see the cutscene, by the way, I'm gonna link it down below in the description. But congratulations, you've just beat the Easter egg. All you have to do is watch the cutscene, pick up the soul key, and then go collect your brand new katana. The soul key will drop right where you kill him. Go ahead and pick that up, and then the katana spawns obviously over in the middle area, kind of next to the dojo, and you go pick that up, and then you get one of the coolest weapons in the entire game. It's very, very neat, and probably, I mean, you guys are seeing it. It's awesome. Anyway, that is the entire Easter egg. I know it's super, super long tutorial. I'm gonna try to keep it under 30 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up very, very quickly. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like. Make sure you subscribe for more tutorials in the future. It was an absolute pleasure being world's first on this, and I will see you all